Okay, team. So this is a Power BI awareness session where you will learn about how to deal with Power BI in real time. Okay. So first of all, let's know what is this Power BI. Okay. So Power BI is a business analytic tool which is developed by Microsoft and is used to uh, used to create interactive and visual appealing reports and dashboards from the data. Power BI can scale from simple reports using single data to reports requiring complex data and consisting team. Okay. So in short, we are trying to say is that Microsoft Power BI is a powerful business intelligence tool developed by Microsoft that helps user analyze, visualize, and share data insights through interactive dashboards and reports. Or in simple words, you can say it lets you connect with data so that you can transform it and present it visually to support better business decisions. Okay. So use of Power BI. Okay, just a minute, team. Okay. So use of Power BI. In order to create reports with Power BI, you must first understand the necessary tools. These are three primary components to Power BI. Power BI Desktop, Power BI Service, Power BI Mobile. Okay. So before we look into these types, let us understand what is BI. In Power BI, the name, what do you mean by BI means it is business intelligence. Okay. So it is the process of collecting, analyzing, and presenting business data to help organization make informed decisions. Okay. So the purpose of Power BI is to turn raw data into useful insights. So such that it will improve your decision making and strategy and performance as an organization. Okay. And coming to Power BI types or the available components in the Power BI are Power BI desktop, service, mobile. Or you can say it is a Power BI suite or ecosystem. So I will explain each of it. So few of these services are not in the PPT, but I will try to explain what we are using in the real world also. So first one, Power BI desktop. Okay, the one we are using right now, it is a free version. So it is a free Windows app for building reports and dashboards. It is used to clean data, modeling data, and visualization. Okay. And the people who are using Power BI desktop are the people, business analyst and data analyst. Okay. And it will be used mainly the main purpose of this Power BI desktop is to create reports. Okay. Another one is Power BI service, or you can say powerbi.com. So it is a cloud-based platform for publishing, sharing, and collaborating on reports and dashboards. Okay. So it is used to share your dashboards, create workspaces, view insights in online. So these are used by end users, managers, stakeholders, report creators. So Power BI service is a cloud service where you can share your work with others. Okay. And Power BI desktop, it is an application in your local host. Okay. And coming to Power BI report server. So we have another one in the real world. We called it as a Power BI report server. It is an on-premises report server for organization that can't or don't want to use the cloud. So people who want to make the data integration and they want to make sure that their data will always in the premises of their organization, then they go for Power BI report server. Okay. So it is used to host and share Power BI reports internally, securely within your organization. So if you want to work within your organization, Power BI report server is a good choice. Okay. So these are used by report servers are used by enterprises with the data privacy or regulatory requirements. So main job for this Power BI report server is host reports on premises. Okay, and finally we have Power BI mobile. So it is a mobile app for iOS and Android. Access and interact with the dashboards, reports on the go. So it is just for in convenience part. So you can install in a mobile or this Android and iOS so that you can work while you are on the go for the organization. Okay. And coming to core responsibility of BA. So we all know the core responsibilities of BA. These are requirement gathering, working on the documents, process reengineering. So apart from these core responsibilities of BA, we have supporting responsibilities of BA. So these are the supporting responsibilities which are significant in the organization. They are report generation and creation, assisting the team. So report generation and creation. The reason why we have to generate some reports, why can't we just deliver them the common documentations with hundreds of pages? Because like technical people or like us, clients won't want to see the entire theory in the documentations. Okay. They want to see something visually appealing. Okay. So when you want to show them what happening inside the organization, what is the progress, it should be better to show them somewhat visually. So for that purpose, we have these business intelligence tools. Okay. So one of them is Power BI. We also have Tableau. So you can use Tableau also, but Tableau is for another session. Okay. And yeah, as you can see, what is business intelligence? We already find out. So how are BA tools useful to business analyst? Here are the few points where you can name them. How business intelligence can use this BA tool. First one is data visualization, data exploration, self-service analytics, data integration, time efficiency, and so on. So keep in mind that team, as a BA, if you joined as a BA in an organization, your work is to interact with the client, act as a bridge between the client and the development team. Apart from that, your supporting work role is to create reports. One more thing is that uh, in your organization, there will be a data analyst who will deal with all the data cleaning, data cleansing, and all the outliers removals will be done by the data analyst. So the, the data that will come to you to create reports will be cleaned thoroughly by the data analyst itself. So you don't have to worry about extensive cleaning of data. You just have to know how to represent data in meaningful way. Okay. And Power BI versus Tableau. So here are few of the differences Power BI versus Tableau. So the Power BI was developed by the Microsoft and Tableau was developed by Tableau software. And cost, coming to cost aspect, Power BI is a bit more less cost compared to Tableau. Tableau is a premium subscription. And one more thing is that Power BI has built-in query called Power Query where you can transform your data according to your needs. But Tableau, you can do some basic transformations, but to have some advanced, medium to advanced level, you need to download Tableau Prep, which is a subscription-based application integrated with Tableau. Okay. And one more thing you can find out is that in Power BI, for a single canvas, you can draw multiple charts. Okay. Coming to Tableau, for a single sheet, you can draw only one chart. Okay. And you can add up all those charts together in a dashboard. Okay. And people might confusing the difference between reports and dashboards. So remember this the difference between dashboards and reports are reports. Yeah, good morning. Okay, reports are nothing but a detailed in-depth analysis of particular aspect of the data. Okay, coming to dashboard, it is a high level description of your entire data. Okay, so think of let's take in this analogy. Think of a book. Okay, let's say the cover page or the index paper of a book is a dashboard. Okay, it will show you what will there in the inside the book in a glance. Okay, but when you go to like a summary page or something inside the book, it will show you detailed explanation of each chapter. So that is reports. So you can say, right? So a report is a detailed explanation of a particular aspect, and a dashboard is an overall description of the entire data. Okay. So when we are presenting our visual charts to the user, it is better to present them with dashboards along with the reports. If they in suddenly they want to know somewhat in-depth analysis of particular aspect, at that time we shouldn't be confused. Okay, it should be better to have reports and dashboard with us. So for quick brief decision makings or brief overlaying of the data, go for dashboards. If you want to analyze some deep understanding of some particular aspect, go for reports. And coming to Power BI architecture. So you can see inside Power BI desktop, you have Power Query, Power Pivot, Power View. And it, for Power Query, you are getting your data from different sources, such as data source business, such as Excel, SQL Server, Oracle, uh, and the cloud, anything it can be. So you can gather your data and you can fetch it to the Power Query. There you can transform your data, use Power Pivot to define the relationships, and use Power View to create visuals. Okay, so this is the process inside the Power BI desktop. So remember, Power Query is used to transform, filter, clean, combine data from multiple sources, whereas Power Pivot used to define relationships, calculated columns, and DAX measures. And finally, Power View is used to create charts, slicers, and cards, KPI, etc. Okay, we will learn about what those charts and slicers when we are dealing with the tool itself. Okay, and remember ETL. ETL is nothing but extract, transform, load. So when you want to fetch the data, you will use extract. After you will use transform to clean the data if needed, and load. You will load the data inside the Power BI. Okay. And after you're done with your these visuals, you have a chance to publish them. You can use Power BI report server, as we mentioned. If you want to circulate them in between the organization or inside the organization, you go for Power BI report server. Or if you want to circulate across the cloud, you can go for Power BI service. Okay. So remember again, this service and server both are premium versions. You need to pay for that. Okay. And yeah, these are the examples that are kind of sources you can gather your data. We will see inside this in the tool itself. Here we are providing a link. Click on this link. You will be directly go to this website, Power BI website. There you can click on download now. Power BI application will be get downloaded. Or you can use your Microsoft Store. Go to store and search for Power BI desktop and click on install and open it. Okay. Okay. So this is for this theory session. If you have any doubts on theory itself, please ping me in the chat. Otherwise, we will go with Power BI tool. So I already download Power BI desktop. So I'm just opening it. Okay. Dashboard and reports. Okay. So dashboards will give you entire overview of the data what you are trying to present. Okay. Dashboard will always be in single page view. Okay. Inside that page itself, you will have multiple charts, and all those charts will give the what you want to trying to say about the entire data itself. Coming to report, report will have a single chart or single aspect of analysis for particular sheet. Okay. So what we are trying to create in the Power BI desktop, those are reports. Okay. Dashboards can only be created using Power BI service. Okay. Did you get the idea, Kushbu? Okay, fine. So Once you open the Power BI, you can see like we have lots of sources to gather your data, Excel, Power BI, OnLake, and also see Power BI service and report server. Okay. Power BI service is a cloud-based platform for publishing your work. You can publish across the world. Okay. Coming to Power BI report server, it is on-premises server. Okay. So if you have your organization, this Power BI report server works in a way, whatever work you have done, those will be circulated within your organization. It won't go outside the organization. For data privacy, you will use Power BI report server. Okay. Okay, fine. So see, you have lots of sources you can gather your data, and they will providing an intro if you want go on there. So for now, let's click on blank report. So once you click on blank report, the interface will be here like this. So here you can see the interface has been divided into three parts. First one is top ribbon. You will be accessing all the features available for this application. It is a ribbon. And the second one is canvas. You can see in the middle of the part, this is the canvas where you will place your charts and all. And third one is right and left panels. Okay, right panel is for visualizations. You can gather your visualizations here. And left panel is for data modeling. Okay, we will see it in a bit. So before that, just a minute, team. Team, just give me 1 minute. Okay. Yeah. So on left and right side of the interface, you can have these ribbons. This ribbon is for report view, table view, model view, and DAX query. And on the right side, you will have data. Whatever data you loaded will be presented here, and visualization and filters. Okay. So let me collapse all those things. So in the middle area, we called it as a canvas so that we can use it for to like draw our create our charts. Okay. So for the beginners, the Power BI itself providing a sample data. You can see right. Use samples data. You can use it to create some charts. Okay. Before that, let me show you what are the options that you can gather. See, you can get your data or from all these resources. Okay. So these are all the sources where Power BI has access to connect, and you can pull your data from all these resources. Okay. So you can use Excel, text file, JSON, SQL Server, and IBM, Oracle, SQL, Access, everything. Okay. So it's up to you which source you are working with. Okay. As of now, let me take an sample data provided by the Power BI. Click on it, take a tutorial online or experiment on your own. Okay. So here you can see take a tutorial online. It will help you how to deal with the data. For us, let's go with load sample data. Okay. So it is loading. So team, once the data has been loaded, it will show in this manner. Go for blank report. See, Once you open, you will find a blank report. Go for it. Okay. Okay. Here you can see, right? So once you in, fetch some data into the Power BI, it will ask you to select the sheets. Okay. So it means, let me show you an Excel file. So here you can see, right, sheet 1, sheet 2 and all. These are the sheets this Power BI talking about. And also you can see this table symbol, right? So this means the data in the sheet is represented as a table. So that's why it's showing as a table. So if you select on it, the data in that sheet will be shown here. Okay. So it's better to select the data only. If you select sheet, whatever data include in that entire sheet will be fetched here. Okay. So for now, select the financial. I'm selecting the sheet. Sorry, I'm selecting the table so that I can see the preview of my data. Okay. So here you are left with two choice. Either you can load the data into the Power BI, or you can click on transform data to edit this data in some extent. Okay. So let's say click on transform data and see if there is any issue to deal with this data. Okay. Click on transform data. So once you click on transform data, what will happen? A Power Query is open. Okay. You can see a Power Query has been opened. Here, whatever transformations you did can be noted down by the Power BI on the right side, sorry, on the right side of these applied steps. Okay. So first, these are the steps that you are doing inside the Power BI. Those are making notes in here. So first one, you selected source. After you go to navigation and you came to change time. Okay. So if I done any action here, that also will be noted down in these applied steps. Okay. Let me check, is the data entirely true or do you need to change anything? Okay. See, I think we are dealing with some kind of sales data. Okay. So yeah, I can spot some mistake here. You can see, right? This unit sold is in decimal way, decimal data. Okay. So it's not like units are sold in decimal, right? We want it as a whole numbers. Okay. So again, one more thing you can observe is that the Power BI itself trying to name the data type on the column itself. You can see for the text data, it was showing ABC, and for the numerical data, it will showing 1, 2, 3, and for the decimals, it will be showing in points, and for the date, it will be showing in the calendar symbol. Okay. For us, let me change this unit sold. For that, select that column. While you are selecting, you will get an option here, data type decimal number. Click on it. We'll be providing all these options we need as a whole number, selecting on it. Okay, once I select, it asks you to replace. So I'm clicking on replace current one. So once I click on replace current one, it has been changed. And let me rename so that our changes will be available here. Okay. Okay. Let me check one thing. Okay. Let me say this country, right? Double click on it. You can able to rename it. Let's say I want to rename it country name. So once I select on it, so whatever action I did, you can see it has been registered here, applied steps. Okay. So you like if you forgot what are the steps you did with your previous data, you can simply come back to the Power Query and check on applied steps. You will see all those steps what you have did. Okay. And if you want to undo the changes, simply like click on this cross button and the action will be undo. Okay. So you can it changed as a country itself. Okay. And one small thing you can observe under the column bar, you can see some green line, right? So this green line represent how much clean data available in the sheet. Okay. So when I move my cursor to that green line, you can see 700, like 100% valid data, zero errors and zero empty. So what happens if you have some errors? This green line will be cut down with some gray line. So when you found some gray line inside this green line, it means you have some errors. You have to deal with it. Either you can delete, replace according to the data you are working with. Okay. And let me, yeah, okay. Let me rename this, like change this data type year to date. Okay. Replace current. So it has been replaced as date type. Okay. So you can see change type has been created. So once you're done with all the data you want to changes, what are the changes you want to, you can do all the changes in the Power BI. And once you're done with the transformation of data, then go on the left topmost position, you can see close and apply. Okay. So once you click on close and apply, what happens is the changes will be reflected back in the canvas. It will asking you to apply changes and discard changes. Don't worry about it. The data will be automatically loaded here. Okay. Just give a couple of seconds. It will get loaded. Okay. So you can see on the data column on the left right side, the data has been loaded. Once you click on the expand button, you should able to see that fields inside the call this sheet. Okay. So you have COGs, countries, date, discount band, discounts, gross sales, everything. So these columns are named by this Power BI sample data. So don't worry about the column names. And one more thing you can find out that few of the columns has summation symbol. It means the Power BI is telling us the columns with the summation symbols are the numerical data. Okay. And the columns with these calendar symbols are the date kind of data. Okay. So it is a way of letting know what kind of data we are dealing with. Okay. Again, let us try to create some data, some visualizations using this data. For that, just a minute. Yeah. For that, go to visualization, click on it. You can see all the visualizations available in the Power BI. Like select any one of your chart, what you want to do. So let's say I'm selecting this stacked column chart. Once you select it, it will be appearing on the canvas. So now, whatever chart you have selected in the visualization, you can see, just a minute, you can see here x-axis value, y-axis value, and legend. Okay. So which these x-axis, y-axis are corresponding to this bar chart we just drag it to the canvas. So whatever data you want to place in this chart, drag those columns inside the x-axis and y-axis respectively. So otherwise, another thing you can do is drag the column itself to the, just a minute, drag the column itself to the chart. Okay. And I just dragged the profit. Let me drag the product. Okay. See, once I drag and profit and product, the Power BI itself understand that I want to see profit by product. So that's why it has arranged profits and products in their respective fields. Okay, you either place itself on the like you either place them in manually at their respective axis, or else you can place them on the chart itself. Okay, so let's make it smaller. So let's check what is the sales trend over a time. Okay, so I would like to see the sales trend over a time period. So whenever we are dealing with trends respective time period, it is best to go with line chart. Okay, and one more thing you can see that if you select a already existing chart and select any one of the column, when any one of the visualization available here, the chart will be automatically get converts to the new visualization. Okay, and you don't have to repeat the process again. Okay, so let me get leave it as it is. And if you want to add another new chart, unselect the chart you are working with. For that, just click on this empty canvas, and let me pull a line chart. You can see a line chart is available here. Let me resize it and place it over. Okay, yeah. So now I want to see the sales over a period of time. So for that, let me pick the column name sales. Let me see, where is it? Sales, yes. Okay, sales. Let me leave it as a for the column itself. And let me pick the date. Okay. So as you can see, once I drop the date and the sales value, it is directly showing me the over a year of time. Okay, so like sum of the sales by year. So that's why it's showing that straight line. Okay, so if I want to check according to the months, days, you can use this drill down options available in the chart itself. You can see, click to turn on drill down, and use this fork or hierarchy. So once you click on it, the year has been cut down into quarters. You can see quarter one, quarter two, quarter three, and quarter four. Once, if you click again on it, it will be cut down to months. Again, day. Okay, if you want to go back or move the like bottom to up, click on drill up button. You can see the, you can go up like higher in the hierarchy. Okay, and so this is uh, this line chart that I want to see. What is the sales over a period of time? Okay, so if you want to like have a bigger picture of this one, only like you want to work with this for period of time and you want to see only this picture, then you have an option called focus mode. So click on focus mode. This entire picture will be get larger and you can work with it. Okay, and click on back to reports. You'll be back to the report itself. Again, it is not the thing like fixed colors and fixed namings and all. You can change the color, name, and font size, font color, everything of the particular chart according to your preference. So for that, select the chart what you are trying to do. Go to format. There you can see all the options provided by this Power BI. So let's say I want to click on data labels. So once I selected data labels, you can see the data has been shown on the top of the bar. Okay, so we don't have to check manually how much this value is. Okay, and coming to y-axis values, let me change this color a bit, or you can see that y-axis value color has been changed. Okay, in the same manner, you can also change the color of remaining these columns and all. Okay, So and for the x-axis also, you can change the color depending upon view, and you increase the font size, boldness, and everything. Okay. And coming to title also. So here we are using the let me check for title. So if you don't find any title or like whatever you're trying to find in this format, simply use the cursor, the search bar to find your value you are trying to find. So once I type in title, you can see that title has been came to me in the search bar. So this is showing sum of profit by product. Okay. So if I want, I can rename it as profit was products. Okay. So it's up to you how you will you want to do that changes. Okay. And let me make it center with black, and bold. Okay. So in this manner, you can play with this formats and all. So, and most important thing in the Power BI is that the Power BI itself will connect the charts what you are trying to design in the canvas internally in a way that you can interact with both the charts at the same time. So, like what I'm trying to say is, so let's say Velo, we have a product of Velo. So once you click on this Velo, what happens? According to that product, your entire sales of the month will be changed. Okay. So let me check with Montana. See, so this is what we are calling interaction. Okay. The two charts will internally linked by the Power BI itself. So when you do any filtration or any options to the one chart, it will be reflected back to the other chart. Okay. If you want, you can select multiple options by pressing control and select multiple options. Okay, you can do that. If you want to undo the changes, just click on the selected one again. It will be undone. Okay, and let's pick a card. Okay, let's pick a card or KPI. It's up to you. So usually we use cards to show the single value number when you are trying to show them a high single value number such as total profit or total sales. Whenever you want to show them a single numerical value, you will go with this KPIs or the cards. Okay. So for that, let me take this sales or profit. Okay. So you can see sum of profit over a entire course of time for this 2024. This chart is this data is about 24 year 2024. That's why it's showing up to that year 16.89 millions. Okay. And again, we can have multiple charts like pie chart. So once you click on pie chart, you can see. So, so this time try to give inside the columns that provided to us. So I want to see, let's say we want to see products by sales. Okay. So you can say whatever these how many like what is the sales of each product in this pie chart. So legend is nothing but labels. Okay, so the colors or the color coding or the labels you want to check, you will be drop that column to this legend. Okay, and one more thing we can have is that let's have a bar chart again, or let's go with this stacked bar chart. See, without unselecting this chart. That's why it's been changed into stacked bar chart. Let me check it out. And let me create one thing, this horizontal chart, and let me pull product category or product into sales. Okay. So in this manner, you can create the charts. Okay. So not only between two charts, the interaction will work with all the charts that presented in the inside the canvas. Okay. So you can see if I select this particular value, according to that, the entire charts has been shifted, right? And one more thing you can find out is that we whenever I select a particular product, according to that, all the changes are shifted. You know how that happened? Because internally, our Power BI will make some relationships between the tape data we are providing to it. And these relationships can be one-to-one, one-to-many that we are listening in real world. Those kind of relationships are made by the Power BI itself. And according to that, this filtering factor will happen. Okay. I will show you how that works internally also. But for the time, let's see about this basic visualizations, and then we will like import some Excel file, and I will show you how the cardinality works inside it. Okay. So, and you like most of the people have one doubt that what kind of charts do I have to use for particular data? Is there any solid rules that each chart is only used to some kind of data? Okay. So in real world, there is no such strict rules that you have to use particular chart for the particular data only. But make sure whatever charts you are presenting to them, the data inside that chart can be easily understandable. Okay. So what happens is, so let me show you what I'm talking here. Let me unselect this one. Okay. So let me remove this products label, and let me take this. Let me take gross sell. No, not one. So we are dealing with this one, right? Let me. Okay, let me check this pie chart. Let me select this pie chart, and I'm removing product here, and I would like to paste this COH. See. So even though the pie chart will show the representation or a visualization what you are trying to say, but the people who are looking into it will unable to understand what is the data you are trying to convey them. Okay, so that is the main point. So make sure what there is like what charts you are selecting and how the chart conveying the data to others. Okay, so let me remove this COGS and add, let's say, segments. See, for segments also it is quite appealing. Okay, so in this manner you need to pick your charts in a way that it can convey the matter to others. Okay, but if you want, there are few basic rules that you can use while creating these charts. Okay, so first one is line chart. Line chart is used mainly when you want to describe about trends changes over a period of time. Okay, and bar chart is used to compare values across categories. Okay, so example like revenue by region, sales by product, like that. Okay, And coming to column chart is also a same as bar chart, but it is in vertical way, good for comparison. Okay. And coming to histogram shows the distribution of numerical data. So when you want to find out the frequency between the data or the ranges between the data, you will go for histogram, such as age range or score frequency in those kinds of examples. Okay. And we have pie and donut charts. Pie or donut charts used to show part to whole ratio. Okay. So initially it will be whole circle. So whatever values are the columns you are providing to the legend, it will divide those circle entire sections, entire whole circle into sections. Okay. So make sure that at most you can give 6 to 7 section to a chart, this pie chart. Okay. More than that, it will not that much appealing. Okay. And coming to type table. So we do have a table and a matrix. So we will use them when we want to show the detailed explanation of raw data, such as transaction over a period of time or the transaction by the different categories of country and all. Okay. And scatter plot. Scatter plot used to find out the relationship between two numerical values. And coming to cards and KPI, it is used to highlight a single number, such as a total profit today or total profit over a year, in that manner. Okay. So let us try to create a scatter plot with two numerical data, and let's understand how to read that scatter plot. Okay. Let me resize these values. So let me resize this chart. So team, if you want another page, you can click on plus, new chart will be available. Okay. And let me pick a scatter plot here. Yeah, I forgot to mention there is one more feature in the Power BI is that, let me remove this scatter plot. For that, here the top three dots, you will have this remove option. Click on it, the chart will be removed. Okay. So what happens is when you load some data inside the Power BI and you don't know what kind of questions you want to ask about the data. Okay. So like now I am asking few questions, right? What is the profit over a products? What are the sales per year? What are the sales per segment? Okay, those kind of doubts are those kind of questions I'm asking. According to that, our charts has been built. Okay. So when you're new to Power BI and you loaded some data and you don't know what kind of questions you can ask to the data, then simply double click on the plain canvas. Once you click on it, you can ask few questions to this Power BI itself, or it will give some suggestions: average average sales price, total COG over a time. These kind of suggestions will be provided by it. Or else you can show all suggestions. It will show all the suggestions, and according to that, take it as a question and prepare your answer. Okay. And to compare whether you tried, whether the option you picked is valid, for that, just click on the suggestion and click on enter. So it will show you the like chart, what the Power BI want to, what in what way Power BI want to show it to you. Okay. If you want, you can change this thing also by selecting a particular visualization in the chart. Okay. So let me undo this. Let me remove. Let me double click on it. Let me take a valid valid one. So yeah, compare sales and COG. So let's take that. So so basic idea it was getting to create a table format. So let's take will is there any way that we can get a visualization from Power BI? Yes, we got. So when I selected total COG over a time, then the ideal way to show them is a line chart because we are dealing with this time series over a time. So that's why it has been picked these charts. Okay. Let me remove this one. Let us go with our scatter plot. You can select here. So let me take discount and profit and finally country. Okay. So for that, let me change the sum of account discounts. So you can see whenever we add a numerical data to these sections of the Power BI, it will automatically make them as a sum. Okay, you can see profit has been categorized as a sum and the discounts has been categorized as a sum. So if you want to change them according to your interest, such as average or median mode and all, for that, this click on this down arrow, you'll be seeing some average minimum count and all. So for now, click on don't summarize and let's say let's let's make this count and count. Let me rename this. Let me check profit and the sales. Let me take some and finally we need a legend. Let's take a legend of product. Okay. And here you can see this scatter plot and we will find out how to read this scatter plot. So for that, I'm going into the focus mode. So here you can see, right? Okay. Let me change this profit. Okay. Let me remove this sales. Mm, Profit as x-axis and the discount as x-axis. Okay. Let me grab the discount. Okay. Fine. So here we are dealing with profits, discounts per product. Okay. So as I said earlier, when you are dealing with the two numerical columns, it is uh, good to go with scatter plot. It is not always recommended, but according to your presentation, you can fix whatever charts you want. Okay. So here what we are looking into is, so we are finding out whether giving like more discounts will leading us to have more profits or not. You can see discount has been moving from zero point 0.2 millions to 0.8 millions and profits as y-axis of zero point 0.0 to 1.4. So you can see like whenever we are giving 0.6 million, which means somewhat higher discount compared to this lower ones, we are getting high profit. Okay. So here you can see these are few profits because we are having low discounts. Okay. And you might seeing some of dots are not actually providing any sense because in the data itself there might be some outliers. Okay, so outliers are nothing but which are what we can say uh, not normal. Okay, think of them as an abnormal value. Okay, so why I'm saying is that when we are providing highest discount, we are making a profit of 1 million, which is contradicting that even though we are provide 0.6 million discount, we got 1.2 million profit. Okay, so these colors mention the product, which product we are talking with, and this x-axis and y-axis are the profit and sales ratio. Okay, if you want, let me come back to this report. Let me rename it. Sorry, let me resize it. And this scatter plot will also be connected with remaining all these charts. Okay, let me pick this one. So see, once I selected this government sector, according to that, the remaining values has been shifted. Okay, so it's up to you how many charts you can fit into this canvas, and those charts will get the interaction. Okay, so to let you show you another way of selection, you can have this slicer here. You can see slicer, right? So for that, select the slicer. So let me resize it. I want to filter according to the country. Okay, so let me resize it. Okay, so here you can see if I select Canada, according to that Canada selection, remaining values will be changed. Okay, and if I want to select finance, finance will be changed. Okay, in the same manner, if you want to select multiple options, press down the control button and you can select multiple options. Okay, so this is how the Power BI helps you to interact with the different charts with the different aspects of data together while linking them internally. Okay, so as of now, we don't know how when we select Canada, only the Canada part of the data is visuals to us. We don't know how that happens in the backend. We will discuss about it in a minute. So before that, just keep in mind this act as a slicer or the filter to the remaining values. Okay. So if you have any doubts on this theory part itself, and we will discuss about them, and after that we will look into a bit about data modeling. Okay. So any doubts on this charts creations and charts interactions? Team, any doubts on the chart creation, chart interactions? Okay. What about others? Please ping me in the chat so that we can deal with data modeling. Okay, keep on going. We will answer all those questions at the same time. Okay, go on. Okay, so okay, we got some questions. So let's talk about one by one. Let me go from the top to bottom. So Sujit, how to add footnotes? What do you mean by footnotes? Like, what are you referring to footnotes? Some conditions. Conditions, like you want to filter some data in the charts. Is that what you are trying to say? Okay. Sujit, try to write your doubt entirely in single sentence and elaborate so that I can understand. Like before that, let me check another questions. How to create second sheet of canvas? For from Swapnali, you can create a second sheet using this new icon, this plus icon, right? Click on it, and you will be having with new page. Okay, these pages we are calling as a sheets, canvas, reports, everything we call them as these pages. Okay, how where can we get this country filter? So for that, you have this slicer option. You can see slicer, right? So select that slicer and drop this country column to that slicer. You will get your country selection. Okay, and okay, fine. So once you click on blank report, you will be having this kind of interface. Okay, your report will like you will get this kind of empty canvas with all those things. Okay, on the left side in the canvas itself, here you will be having a sample data. Click on it and work with that sample data as we are working here. Okay, and yeah, whatever we have to create Excel first. Okay, so like if you are using Excel data, that Excel sheet, that Excel data should already uh, have to be in that Excel file. Then you can import that into this Power BI. Okay, team, just a minute. Okay, sorry for that. So uh, whatever we have to create Excel first. It's not like Excel. So if you are working with an organization where that organization stores data inside a cloud, Excel, SQL, wherever they are storing, you need to connect it first to the Power BI. So for us understanding, we are dealing with Excel files. That's all. Okay. Is there any relationship in Power BI and SQL? Mm, not directly, but you will use SQL Server to get your data inside to this Power BI. Okay. And so this COPD YouTube channel, there you will find this video. So I'm recording it so you can see it. Okay. First, okay. Deepthi, I will show you where you can find sample data. For that, I have to close this application once again So once we're done with all the questions, I will close it and reopen it. Then you will find where to find sample data. And actually, Swapnali, no. I think snippet screenshots are not considered as a form of source. Like you can see, once you click on get data, so these sources they are providing or they are letting you to gather the data or the fixed ones. You can see these are all the data, even though they look like infinite, they are fixed. Okay. So you need to select them and you need to get the data. So Power BI will not read the data from the file it that what we called screenshot itself, but it can read the data from XML or text file or the PDF files. Okay. So you can see that we have CSV folder, PDF and all. Okay. So the PP, okay, yeah, good one. Just a minute. Let me show you where you can find PPT. So here, once you log into the portal, you will be having this document section, right? Click on documents. This section, this serial numbers will be provided to you. In that, go for serial number 38. You will be having Power BI. Okay. So click on view. You will be able to see this PPT. Okay, fine. And Abhishek, yeah. So see, if you want to analyze some data or to let the others understand about the insights inside the data, then you will go for reporting tools like Power BI. If there is no data to start with or to begin with, then it's not that useful. Okay. And what do you mean by less than, greater than? So, there is no that condition, but you can create your own columns if you want to using DAX and measures. Okay. So for this session, we are not talking about that. So once we are done with, we can go with the data model. Okay. So let me close this application and let me show. Okay. Let's save this one. So one more thing that how you can publish this data you have created. You can use this publish option or share option. Click on it. Click on save. So let's say we type work and save. So once it's saved, it will be asking your uh, like subscribed email ID so that you can publish your work into the cloud. Okay. So for now we don't have the premium option, so that's why I'm getting canceling this option. Okay. Let me close this one and I will show you how to get this user data, this manual data, and we will talk about a bit about this data modeling. Okay. So for the questions, these questions are available in the portal, COPD portal. Like a nurturing team will help you, like previous questions or Q&A questions. There you can find it. Or you can say in general, questions will be mostly on like ETL, how to transform load, how can you use your Power Query. So we just change it the data type of the column. We can do more than that. Okay. So once you play around this Power BI, you will know how to deal with all those things. Okay. So, okay, let me close this one. So let me open Power BI again. So, so the person who asked for sample data, you can see. So once, yeah, you'll be having blank report. Click on it. In the canvas, you can see use sample data, right? So once you click on it, what happens is it will ask you to either take tutorial online or you can click on load sample data. If you click on it, data will be get extracted and loaded inside it. Okay. Sujit, yes, yes. Yeah, that's how we can add. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I didn't see it. Okay. Okay. And yeah, in this way, you will get your data. Okay. So let me close this one and let me extract a sample data from my Excel data modeling example. Click on OK. So we already deal with our extraction, this transformation process, right? So that's why I'm not again making it as a transformation. So I'm just simply loading it. Okay. Before that, let me show you how my Excel file will look like. See, so here I have three sheets: shipments, dimension data, and calendar. So each sheet contain a table. Okay, this is table, and the dimension data contains product table, location table, and sales table. And calendar table contains calendar data or the date data. Okay, so when I enter or when I extract this data to Power BI, as we seen, it will show us to select the data from the file. It will show us sheets and tables. So tables are only the data we are working with right now. So that's why I'm selecting tables that we want. Okay. So most of the cases you won't work up with single sheets or a single table. You will have to work with multiple tables at the same time. Okay. Select all it and click on load. So let the data load for a moment. Okay. So before it loads, let's understand what is data modeling. Another name for data modeling is semantic modeling. Okay. So data modeling is one of the crucial and vital aspects of working with a business intelligence platform. Okay. It is simply setting up your data correctly, and the way you are setting up the data is called data modeling. Okay. In short, you can say setting up data tables, relationships, calculations across over all the data for analysis scenarios. So you will be listening to these relationships, right? One to one, one to many. So those relationships will be set by the Power BI itself for some scenarios, and most of the cases it will be set by the Power BI. But in real time, there will be lots of tables. Then, as a BA, you have to step in and connect those tables. Okay, and okay. So let's take this sheet one. Okay, so you can see I have calendar, location, people, products, and shipments. Okay, so let me show my sheet once again. So sheet one. Okay. So sheet one is a shipping table. We have shipment table. Each row is a shipment, and we have SPID, which is unique identification number for salesperson, and PID is for product ID number. GID is for geographical ID number. Okay, and remaining we have ship date, amount, boxes, order status, and all. Okay, to know about remaining details like products, order data, we have remaining tables. Okay, as you can see, we have like 5 tables: one, two, three, four, and finally, just a minute. Let me, yes, finally 5. Okay, see, even though we have 5 tables, one of the table will not provide any information about remaining tables. Okay, so even though we have the all the 5 tables have data in it, but there are some special type of tables. Example, shipment table. This shipment table we have, right? Shipment table does not contain actual info, but it will act as a pointers to out of the other tables. Okay, so once you look into this table, you can see, okay, some shipment has been happened on particular this product ID and particular region with this date and this amount, but we actually don't know who, like which salesperson did this shipment, what is that product, and which region did that shipment has been done. So you can see, even though you have data inside this table, but actually you're not getting any information from this table. Okay, that kind of table will call fact table. Okay, in Power BI we call that kind of table as a fact table. So this kind of table which don't have info actually, but it will show meaning, uh, act as a pointers to other table is called fact table. Okay, and let me show you remaining table which are called dimensions table. Okay, so I will show you why we call them as a dimension table. So let me open another table. Yeah, this one as a product table. So the one right now I'm selecting is a product table because we have one particular, like this particular product table will explaining about the product details inside the table. Okay, so that means this product table is defining itself, like what is product ID and what is that product ID means. Like PO1 means bars, PO2 means bytes. So in the same way, this table is also providing information about itself or the particular aspect, which is region. So G1 is India, G2 is USA. In the same manner, this table is also providing salesperson details for that sales ID. Okay, you can see, if you give this say this table to one person and let him understand what is inside this table, then they can easily understand, okay, this ID means this product, and this ID means this region, and this ID means this salesperson. So each of this table is explaining about something which is inside the table. Okay, so these kinds of table called dimensions table. Okay, and what happens is, apart from these dimensions and this fact table, we have one more special table called date table. Okay, so we have one particular special type of dimension table which is called calendar, because we need this calendar table if you want to conduct time series analysis or forecasting. So when you are dealing with time series analyzing or analysis, you need this time series table. Okay, so what happened if when I load this data into the Power BI, you can see Power BI itself invisibly will connect all those tables with a line. Okay, I will show it that line visibly also, but for the information purpose, what happens in background, it will connect all those tables together. Okay, So while connecting itself, it will make or it will assume some relationship between those tables. Okay. So what happens? The Power BI itself has some inbuilt rules stating that if this rule is passed, give this relation. If this rule is passed, give that relation. So in that manner, relationship will be fetched to the tables. Okay. And we have one to many. Commonly, we will see many to one or one to many relationship. In the Power BI, many will be represented as a star and one is represented as number one. Okay. So another an example or a clue is that a fact table usually have long with lots of rows. So when you are looking at the table with long rows, a few columns can qualify as a fact table. Okay. So when you visualize all these things, this shipment table is being in the middle of the part and it is pointing towards all these tables, right? So it will look like a star shape. Okay. So that's why we call this relationship as a star schema. So if I open data model, so you can see on the right side, you will have data model or model view. If you click on it and reduce these properties, and let me reduce the data also, you can see that Power BI itself try to connect the data, and you can see that shipment table acting as middle of this connections. Let me point out here. So the ba- let me reduce. Okay. Okay. Let me reduce a little bit. Okay. Okay. So you can see all the dimensions tables are connected to this fact table. So in a way, it's looking like a star. So that's why we called it as a star schema. So you can see, right? Uh, Here a relationship has been given to between these two tables, and the star symbol is nothing but many, and this one symbol is for one. So the relationship is one to many. Sorry, many to one. So how you can read that many relationship in general means, you can see in products table you have a product and each product has unique product ID. So for even though you have lots of products, you will be having unique product ID for that product. Okay. But coming to shipments, for that one particular product or product ID, you might have multiple shipments to different countries, right? So that's why the relationship will be one to many. Okay. So that's why this star symbol has been given. And in the same way, remaining things will be mapped here. And you will find out that the connection has not given to this thing yet. We will give the connection. Before that, let me see another thing also. And if you move your cursor along this line, you can see a few of the columns which are connected together will be selected. So see, when I selected this one, PID from shipments and products has been selected, right? So in the same manner, if you move this one, it will show SPID and SPID, and this one show GID. Okay. So here, if we only have five tables, that's why it is easy to go around with lines and check the cardinality. But what if you have thousand tables? So for that, here we are having manage relationships, right? Click on it. You will be having a table format details about what is the table and what is from table, what is the to table, and what is the relationship. Okay. So here you can see that we have many to one, and many to one relationship. Okay. So you can click on close, or else if you pull out the data column, you can in this model tab, click on model tab. In the relationships, you can find the relationships here also. Okay. So it's up to you where you can view the relationship. Now let us give the data, the connection between calendar and shipments. So you can see uh, like in calendar, we can see according to the date what is the shipments and what is the products has been delivered. In the shipments also we have a uh, where is this shipment date? Yes, shipment date when this product has been delivered. Okay. Now what we can do is we can connect those two columns together. So let me grab this column and move it to this shipment date. Okay. Once I move it, it will show me, is this the relationship you are trying to give? In this manner, it will ask to us. So it will identify what are the two columns are matching. So in this from table, we are matching calendar date, and to table we are matching shipping date. So you can see it already gave the this one-to-many relationship. Cardinality is nothing but a technical term for relationship. Okay. So you either call it as a relationship or a cardinality. It's up to you. So click on save. The arrow has been given. Okay. So now this connection has been happened. So now let's discuss what is this arrow means. For that, let's go to the canvas. Let me drag a column. Let me drag a column chart and let me add some values. Let me add some products category, and I would like to see some shipments. Okay. Or else amount. Okay. So let's have another thing apart from category because it's showing very few. Okay, let's have this. Okay. Yeah, you can see, right? So the graph we are talking about is sum of amount by geographical region. Okay. So now let's take a slicer. Let's see where is this slicer? Yeah, you can find it here. Click on it. A slicer will appear. And let me grab products or category here. Okay. So we are talking about bars, bytes. Okay. And let me rearrange here. So when I click on bars, according to that, the graph will be changing. When I click on bytes and others, the graph will be changing, right? So how this happening? How the internally it knows what to filter out and what to show in the visually on canvas. So for that, come back to data model or model view. What happens here? See, here we are dealing with categories in the product table and sum of amount by geo. Amount is coming from shipments and the geo is coming from location, right? So keep in mind we are dealing with three tables with the model. So let's have this amount, right? Amount and region. Okay, let me size it. Okay, let me make it a closer so that it will be easy for us to interact with easily. You can drag there according to your interest. I'm just dragging them. Okay, so see, now what happens is here we have geo, which is geolocation we are having, and here we have amounts. So we are getting geographical location from this table and amount from this table. And when you select when you select a particular product ID or a category, which means for each category you will having a separate ID, right? So for that, when you select it, what happens? So like the Power BI is understanding that you want to see the particular ID's amount. Okay, so here you have connection with ID to ID, and you will it understanding that you want to see that particular ID and according to that particular geolocation. Okay. So in that way, the flow will be passed to dimension table to the facts table. Okay. And finally, you will get your visualization here. So if you like, if I remove this line, you will understand how it's work. If I delete this connection, now I have removed the connection. And now if I go to data view and change these bytes or bars, it won't interact. See, because there is no connection between these two in model view. That's why it's not registering what we are trying to filter. Okay. So let's give the connection once again with PID. So click on save. Now let's check. See, now it's working. Okay. So in this manner, the model view or this data model will happen. So data model includes creating DAX, measures, columns, everything, but a large portion of a data model is giving the relationship between the tables inside the data. Okay. So once you know how to give the relationship according to the requirements you need to present on the visualizations, then it easy to generate awesome dashboards or reports. Okay. So coming to this DAX and columns and measures, those are simply created columns for your sake. Okay. When you want to find out something that is not already in the column, you will create a new column. So let's say you have total amount, right? And you want this amount by product. Let's say I have like, let me uncheck this one and let me check this product. So it seems I have lots of products. Let's say I have like 20 products. Okay. And I want to have a column, extra column, how much this each product having that particular amount. So you will create another column and you will divide this column by this product column. So let's say it is 100, the total amount is 100 and total products are 20, you will get like 5. So in that manner, you will create your own columns if there is a need occurs for the visualization. Okay. So the DAX and measures are the new topic that is not covered in this session. So as of now, we are looking at how to create basic visuals, how to get the data from the sources, different sources like Excel and sample data, and how to interact with the charts and what charts are okay to go with the data, and how to get few suggestions from the Power BI itself, and how can you model the charts in your own way by going to format visuals, and how internally the data get modeling, or how the relationships are happening inside the Power BI, and you can change that relationship according to your needs if the tables allows. Okay. What I mean, if I want this relationship in the reverse order, I can't simply make it, because the table should allow it in a way that there is a many to one relationship exist. Then only I can read that relationship. Okay. So beta modeling is simply arranging a table according to your uh, requirements. That's all. Okay. So that is for this Power BI session. If you have any doubts, please ping me in the chat. Okay. Let me stop this recording.